Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd, and this is my initial review, reaction, first impressions of Deadpool 2. As you can see, I'm not in my normal location. I'm actually in New York City right now, being part of the press junket. Other outlets are doing it, so that's how it works. I was really nervous going into Deadpool 2 because Deadpool was such an amazing thing of being able to create this R-rated superhero movie filled with fourth wall breaking meta references and humor. And once you kind of get that to work once, do you want to go back there? I was really nervous that either they would not be able to do the same kind of thing as the first one, or they might go too far into it and do too much of that because it worked the first time, to the point where it becomes overindulgence. It still finds that nice balance of giving you all the stuff you love from the first one, the action, the comedy, the meta references, the breaking the fourth wall, all of that is still there, the raunchiness, the R-rated superhero fest that it needs to be. Lots of violence, lots of blood, but just like the first movie, it also has a lot of heart into it. There's some heart with Deadpool and Wade and his relationship with Vanessa. There's this new kid that comes along, and then Cable's trying to get him, and there's a whole big thing that goes on with that. So I think it was really cool that once again they were able to find that nice balance between the two, which makes sense. We got Josh Brolin in here. But yeah, man, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking humor in this, a lot of references, particularly references to other superhero movies. Now that Deadpool 2 is a more established franchise, they feel like they're a little bit more comfortable taking some pot shots at some of the other superhero movie franchises. Some of the ones that we would also make fun of. And then even some of the ones that you were saying, hey, those are doing well. And even Deadpool's gotta be like, yeah, they're doing well, but we gotta get a shot at them as well. We got an equal opportunity attack against all the superheroes. They even make fun of themselves. They even make fun of the X-Men franchise, which leads to a very hilarious joke that I will not reveal here. But all I'm gonna say is, just like with the first movie, keep your eyes and your ears open the entire movie, because there are some great jokes that are said really quickly, and there's some great visual gags that might happen in the background. I can't think of Deadpool without thinking of Ryan Reynolds. He's just great as Deadpool. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen to this character if he ever decides that he doesn't want to do this anymore, because he just knows that character so well. He knows when to play the action side of him. He knows when to play the comedy side of him. He knows when exactly to break the fourth wall with him. I know a lot of that has to do with the writing as well, but it's so cool to see that he really gets this character. And especially since we already had him play this character in an earlier movie and it not go that well, it's nice to see how it's happening again, and it just continues with this movie. Josh Brolin is great as Cable, and he's not Thanos. It's a completely different character, and it just shows the range that Josh Brolin has to be able to play another character in the Marvel Universe and to be a completely different character than Thanos. I thought he did great as Cable. I thought Cable and Deadpool together was really good. If you know the comics, you kind of know how it's probably going to turn out, but it was just nice to see their interactions throughout the course of the movie. But the breakout star for me was Zazie Beetz as Domino. I like just the way that she plays Domino. Very fun, very quirky, and very much like, hey, I know I'm lucky, because that's her power. She has the ability of being lucky. And what's awesome about that is it gave some creativity to the background whenever she's doing an action sequence, because it's not just her fighting or her doing something, but it's also the things that happen around her that is useful to her. So really liked her character and really hope to see more of her in the future. The X-Force characters that you see in the movie, they're really cool. Russell, the kid that Deadpool is trying to save, of course, has a foul mouth. There's only one character that comes back that's not in the movie a whole lot, but even still I would have been like, bring a little bit less, but that happens. I would say that some of the characters kind of get pushed to the background a little bit, like Negasonic Teenage Warhead. There's not a lot of her in the movie, or at least not as much as I would have wanted. I really liked her a lot in the first movie, and I think her interactions with Deadpool are really fun, so I would like to see more of that. You do get a good amount of Colossus, just about as much as I would say you got of him in the first movie, and he's just as great as always. And just like how Deadpool 1 was able to bring Colossus back into the franchise and do him right, they may have done that again. I will not say, but it was like a nice surprise to see they actually, I think, did this character right, even more so this time. However, there is a moment that happens kind of in the middle of the movie that is kind of a WTF moment when it comes to these characters. And it's something that I personally thought was absolutely hilarious. But if you're one of these people who have been trying to do theories and speculations about the future of the franchise and X-Force and Deadpool and this, that, and the other, some of you might not like, you may have some issues with it. That's as far as I'm gonna go about it, because I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm just curious how people react to this part, because I was like, whoa, it was initial shock, and then I was cracking up the entire time once I kind of get what was going on. So we'll see how you feel. And stay through the credits. There's some fun stuff that happens in the credits. Again, I will not spoil, but it's hilarious. And again, some great great meta humor. It's nice to go into a movie that was like, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna be violent and raunchy and gory and silly and jokey, and the movie itself is really good as well. And yes, I am in New York. Yes, I gotta go to premiere, blah, blah, whatever. Don't pull that shit on me. I really enjoyed this movie. I'm more critical of this movie because it's a sequel, and it does some sequel things. You know, it gives you more of what you remember from the first one. It bloats it up a little bit with a little bit more characters, off-color humor. There's a couple of ones that they kind of repeat, and I wish they didn't really do that too much, but I still had a blast with it. I had so much fun with it. Can't wait to see it again. Better not bring your kids, but for you R-rated superhero fans, I think you're gonna have a good time, and I look forward to seeing what happens with Deadpool and everything else with this franchise as it continues or supposedly get bought by Disney. Who knows what's gonna happen at this point. But at least for right now, let's enjoy what we got. Let me know if you are planning on going to see Deadpool 2. Are you excited for this movie? Are you hyped? And if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. Be part of that squad by the bell. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Audi 5000.